was younger, I saw my daddy cry and curse at the wind. He broke his own heart and I watched as he tried to reassemble it. And my mama swore that she would.
G'day Steve, long time no see. I finally got that damn haircut that you kept telling me to get, so hope you like it. I just wanted to say a quick thanks for all those years ago that we used to ref together and that you had me on a Thursday night. I also wanted to say thank you for coming and visiting me in hospital when I had my jaw broken. Out of everyone from the Knox Association, you were the only person that ever came and visited me. I've always really appreciated that and thought really highly of you for that. So thanks very much and all the best. Cheers mate.
After refereeing for a number of years, there's quite a few memories I have of Stephen Cavanagh. He was always really easy to get along with and knew everything about the game and was there to offer advice when it was required. I used to look forward to reffing with him and that moustache of his. My fondest memory though would be of my first tribunal when Steve was in there as the tribunal convener, and it was reassuring to have such a familiar face in there with me. Thanks.
Hi, Rob Greaves here. I've been asked to say a few words about Steve Cavanagh. When I started refereeing many years ago, I was what you might call a mature age referee, and Steve was one of the few people that took me under his wing. What I remember most about Steve was he had a very calm, placid exterior, always showed that he was under control, but I do remember quite distinctly on the basketball court, if any of those boys got a little bit too silly or coaches just went a little bit too far, Steve was there was another side to Steve that came out, and he was then showed that he was very much in control. He was always demonstrated the very highest elements of a referee. That is, that he was always encouraging to the players, he was always encouraging to the younger referees, he knew his stuff and he knew how to communicate it to people. Steve Cavanagh, you're a ripper.
Okay, so I've got a few questions for you. The first one is, what would be your most memorable game that you've ever refereed? Just one. Just one. You can't pick one.
Yeah, I suppose there is one, and I have Ian Knight to thank for it. He rang me up and he said, look, he said, I've got a real problem with a couple of sides, and they're going to play on this Tuesday night. Can you come down? And I said, well, yeah, okay, I'll come down. And he presented me with two sides. I think it was Division 2 men. He'd had 2 or 3 of both sides reported in previous goes. They had one bloke that was about 7 foot, that was a monster of a bloke. And then they had a couple of other blokes on the opposite side, and one they used to call, can I say that, Silverback? Yeah. They used to call him Silverback, and that's the reason why they called him Silverback. And this game just went absolutely berserk. I'd thrown about 3 blokes out. I threw the coach out on one side. I threw the scorer out on one side. And the scorer went absolutely mad, screaming that he wanted to see the supervisor. And I said, that's no problem. There he is, standing right down the end of court 6, and he was standing there. And this bloke goes down, and I'm just seeing his arms go absolutely berserk. And then Ian just goes straight out the door, mate. And that was, and then what he did to me was he put him in the grand final, and I had to do the grand final. And the grand final went to the last 4 seconds, and this guy threw the ball from halfway court. The bloke was in the corner of the thing, and he shot the ball with a second to go, and it's gone through for 3 points. And this one side that had caused all the problem got done. I quietly walked away. But it wasn't me that did it. This kid shot this on the body foot. But that would have to be one of the most memorable games in recent years. That was incredible.
So if you had to pick one supervisor out of all of them, who would be your favourite?
This is going good.
Bear bag and bar.
Yeah.
Good choice, good choice.
Yeah.
And
Yep.
the question is, what everybody wants to know, would you ever get rid of the mustache?
He's looking at his watch.
I have a current little situation with my daughter, who has been, well, she's been getting stuck right into me that I should get the moustache shaved off. And I said to her, well, yes, but if you're prepared for what happened the last time I shaved it off. And she looked at me and she said, maybe not. Because there was one Christmas where I came home from work and I wasn't going back to work for 6 weeks. And I walked in and I shaved the moustache off. And I walked out into the kitchen and there was my daughter there and she screamed and she ran away crying. It's never been off since. That's it.
Thank you very much, Dave.
Thanks.
For anyone who hasn't seen this one, the resemblance is just incredible. So make sure you get over to Steve's table and check this one out, all right?
Thank you very much. That was all yours.
Thank you for your photo, all right?